work with those who really, really need the assistance. And even those who already paid, I think it's fair that not only the city give them the credit for the future bill or whatever that's coming. So we were able to work on something. You know, my mom always said every little bit help. It may not, it's not a lot. We would love to do more, trust us. But we are here as public servant to serve you, and we do listen. You know, we don't want you to go out there and bad mouth us and do whatever. You need to call us, bring us your bill. We'll sit down with you. We will explain it to you. And every single person that I have done that to for the past few months, and I can't keep count, they understand what was the error. But nobody ever told them, yes, we made an error. Now we are up to date. And Mr. Mayor, the manager, called and you were able to sponsor this item. I really appreciate that. I say thank you, and I'm looking for support of my colleague to pass this resolution. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good endeavor, and just to piggyback, on the whole scenario, Mr. Manager, you remember a couple of months back, actually a few months back, there were a few residents who came and expressed the fact that they were getting back-to-back bills. Like every couple of weeks, they would get different bills, to catch up. And subsequent to that, we started experiencing a lot of people coming down to the utility department with the holding 2 or 3 different, they paid the bill 2 weeks ago. Why are they getting a second bill? And of course, I always take time to explain it to them. You look at the period. There are 2 different periods of times. And that's why you're getting 2 bills. And of course, we explained to them what the issue was. And subsequent to that, I called a meeting with the manager as well as is it manager or director of utility?
The manager.
Okay, manager. Angela, what's her last name? Reyes, Miss Reyes. And with her staff, we had a comprehensive meeting where they detailed exactly what happened. And we came up with a temporary fix. The temporary fix is that the first line item would be that we would forgive the people who are receiving multiple bills at the same time. Like during the time that we're trying to resolve it, we would not disconnect any water. And I think until now that remains in place. And the second thing is to try to see if they come with a bill of $400 or $500, or 2 or 3 bills, that I should say, and that the manager would work with them some kind of installment payment plan so that we could accommodate for their hardship. And to cap it, what we did was to further inform, which is what every responsible institution does. And North Miami has always been responsible in the way that it conducts business, and we wanted to inform the public what steps management or staff had taken to address that issue. So a PSA was recorded and explaining to the T exactly what the problem was, the solutions that were being implemented, and what was the plan for the future so that does not recur. And that PSA was played for a couple of weeks, explaining exactly what the problem was. So I think we did a wonderful job, and I have to give it to the manager and also the director of utility, Ms. Reyes. You've done a wonderful job, and I've seen you many times with 4 or 5 people in front of you, and I wonder how you do it, but you do it anyway. So going forward, we're looking for solutions. What's being proposed now will not resolve the whole issue, but it is something that we can go with. And précisément, ça que moi dis là, c'est que problème de l'eau, et n'a travail et sous lui-même, c'est pour nous que nous travaillons. Comme Alix et Vice Mayor se dit là, c'est serviteurs nous que nous élus pour nous travailler pour nous-mêmes. Donc, toute décision que nous prenons, c'est décision pour nous capables d'aider nous afin que citoyens qui pas gain l'argent pour nous capables soulager. Pas de monde là qui a mauvaise intention, pas côté et l'autre trop beau. Il sous besoin d'informations précises en ce qui a trait à qui problème qui a de l'eau, vin dans office Alix Desulmé, vin dans office Smith Joseph, vin dans office Philippe Bien-Aimé, vin pour information dans main nous directement, vin dans office manager. Parce qu'il y a un paquet d'informations qui sont de une série de gens qui ont mauvaises intentions malicieuses, il y a une série d'informations qui fausses, son façon plus qu'à faire fâcher, mettre en colère, il est fini pour mal agir. L'homme mal agi, c'est vous même qui paraît comme un monde qui va gagner l'esprit. C'est pas monde qui vous là. So exactly what I said in Creole.
I was going to say, can I
English.
translate? Can I translate for you?
Yeah.
That's what we
Okay.
see. And
If somebody can translate in Spanish, that would be fine too.
Mr. Mayor, can I say something, Mr. Mayor? And from the utility department, I have to thank also Karen Frederick, because she been there for a while, even before Mrs. Reyes, and addressing and that utility problem. And as of right now, Mr. City Manager, we won't have that problem anymore.
We are caught up, and we'll be working on all the next phases of implementation, which are a number of ideas, which include maybe even transitioning to a monthly billing, so that each bill
That is
won't
city
be
policy.
as large.
That's a policy for us, not for you.
Well, I'm saying I will bring that
Bring it to
forward.
us.
You don't have money. No, thank
I
you.
want to see Judy Brown.
Thank you
go
very
in.
much. No, buddy, that's
You
too.
guys.
It's too hard for you. That issue. We've done that before, and let's. Okay, but when it comes to the bill, are they gonna get the bill every quarter now?
Bills are caught up and will continue to be on time.
But
The issue of customer service at the utility department, how you addressing that? How did you address that?
We are in the middle of addressing it with additional staff allocation and some procedural change and oversight. So yes, that is
I
coming.
think
But something you need to have people
Right.
that's gonna give the residents the same information.
Correct.
Sometimes every employees are giving them different information.
Well, just for the record, just so you guys know, as far as consistency and messaging is concerned, we prepared a script for everybody to say the exact same thing. So at this point, my expectation is no one in the department, with all of the meetings and the they've been going to customer service training. They've been doing a lot of things internally to help lift their skill sets and what we need to be getting out to help the public. So absolutely, my expectation is consistent messaging to the citizens. The bills will remain on time, and we will work with the residents. It is not unusual to provide credits when people have financial hardships and all of these things. So one of the things that we've done is make sure we have that complement of credits in our administrative regulations, so we can help our citizens and be a good utility service.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any more
Yeah,
comments?
I'll speak. We haven't had public hearing
I'm
yet,
sorry,
but-
yeah.
But
I-
should we go ahead and finish speaking? I mean, since-
Yeah, I guess we'll finish
Okay.
speaking, then we'll hear the public. Yeah.
Yeah, I am, completely in favor of allowing anybody who has a hardship in paying their bill, whether it's for whatever reason, especially these late bills, making a payment plan. We're not forgiving bills, we are just allowing people plenty of time to make arrangements to pay for it. We also discussed maybe putting a deadline. We don't want this going on forever, but putting a deadline maybe like by September 1st or October 1st to adequately inform residents if they're having difficulties paying the bill, that they do need to come in and make an application and a payment plan. And they're going to agree, they're going to come in and they say, I'm going to do this plan. But this plan will also say, hey, if you don't pay and you don't comply, then you're back in default. With that. But we need people to come in and tell us they're having a problem, not just linger for another 6 months and say, oh, well, I thought I could do a plan. So I'm thinking we need to, if we're going to do this plan, I'm 100% for it, but we have to organize it and we have to advertise and
But-
let people know it's available.
But Councilwoman Keys, I think we have a qualified city manager, and he knows
In
what he's
administration.
doing.
Okay, well, I
And we
got a
have the
copy,
administration.
I got a copy of the
The-
letter, I didn't get to finish.
No,
I
what
got
I'm
a-
saying, oh, okay.
I got a copy of a letter that was sent in the water bill. Thank you for sending that. I didn't understand it. I have no idea what that meant.
I did too.
You know, and I don't always get my bill because it's what, you know, I don't always see the water bill. But I looked at it and I didn't get it. And I'm sorry if I didn't get it. I think a lot of people looking
That's
at
true.
it don't have a clue what it meant. We need something simple. If you're having a problem, come to the city, make a plan. But whatever's, I think there was a couple sent out, I got one, could not understand it at all.
Too much English, Mr. Manager.
So, I'm willing. Now, the $20 we're discussing tonight, if that's what you really want to do.
Now I want to do more, but that's
Well,
what they gave me.
First of all, the $20 is gonna cost the city about $200,000 for a one-time shot. There are an awful lot of people in this city that $20 is not gonna mean anything to. There are several people, I know there's probably hundreds in the city that $20 will mean a lot, but there's also a lot of people that it's not gonna do anything, but it's putting a 200,000 chunk out of our enterprise fund. Also, the $20 that we're giving will also be going to residents who live in other municipalities and unincorporated Dade that we service. So it is for all residential. So, you know, I will go along with you, but I'm thinking it's just not the greatest idea. I would rather have that $20 helping our residents and our taxpayers a little more who need it than just,
Well, we went
just-
through, while writing this particular resolution, we went through all this, and I think legal went through it. I only wanted to do it with residents, but there's one thing that we do have.
you can't. We
This-
have other water
Well, I understand that, but at the same time, this is not our money. This is their taxpaying money, in a way.
But
You know,
it's
we.
not Biscayne Park's taxpayer
Well, I'm not
money.
talking about Biscayne Parks. I think the idea, isn't it, it's written where it's residential account only. I don't know if we could only do it within the city, which,
Can't do it.
okay, well,
But we're
whichever.
giving away, we're giving dollars away to people that are not
I have
our
a,
But
I have a
at the
taxpayers.
same
question. I have a
time-
question.
But
Why don't
they're
we
all,
let it? Go ahead. Since the city manager and the utility department have been doing that, why don't we just what we are doing here?
I don't
Why
know,
don't we
have they?
give them a green light to work with the residents
That's what this
on
Without
a
a
base-
resolution?
on a case? Yes, like a resolution to give them a green light.
That's what we're
But
doing.
that's what
That's
we're
been given.
doing.
Yeah. Now you put an amount,
Yes,
Well, that's the second part.
that's
But
the
you-
second part. There's two
but you can
parts.
find other residents where the city manager wanna save the person
That's-
like $100 versus $20. Why don't we
That's the
why don't we
second-
let him
well-
make that decision?
No, Councilman Benjamin, let's go through this resolution again. There's one part, that's the credit for the resident, and there's a second part that authorizes the city manager to work out a plan. It does not specifically say what that plan is. That's up to the city manager and administration to do that. So there's two parts to this resolution, just like if somebody from Biscayne Park comes in, or any other places, but at the same time, we also screwed up with them also. I hate using that word. We didn't mail it out to them also. Did we mail it out to only, so so therefore it's not only, you know, I'm all for North Miami. I think everybody knows that, hiring and everything for North Miami, but this is something that we did. So the fact that we create a problem for everybody who paid water in North Miami. $20 to me, it's not much. Like you said, to some, it's a lot. But it's a start. And I think if we start cherry picking, we were able to get
$20
residential.
from what?
$20, what do you mean from what? It's a credit. What are you talking about from what?
From sewer, from the sewer, from what?
No, it's a general credit.
General credit.
And then
The-
next bill.
From the bottom
I'm
line?
sorry,
From
Mr.
the
Attorney.
bill? Oh,
Why is it not permissible to do it for only North Miami resident?
Because all of your all of the individuals and families who paid their water bills. I mean, you're servicing areas outside of North Miami. They also paid their bills. They also got were in the same
receive it.
situation. So it would be almost prejudicial to just give this credit to the North Miami.
What about when you give professional courtesy to someone in your business?
That's not the same thing.
That's, I mean, professional courtesy, you do it to some people and you don't give it to some.
That's not the same thing.
Oh, okay.
These are
Well, I know it's not a professional courtesy,
it's
but
it's a customer is a customer,
cus-
regardless of whether they lived in the city or outside the city. They're a customer of the city. You can't give the credit to one customer of the city and not another customer of the city. You're buying yourself a lawsuit, basically.
Because they buy water
They're
from
paying.
us. They paid and we messed up. And that's where the second part authorized the city manager to make determination if somebody needs whatever. That's up to him. He'll decide if they. That's right, Mr. Attorney. He could determine that based on his recommendation for whatever reason.
Well, the direction that you're giving under this resolution is two things. One, everyone's getting a $20
We know
credit.
that.
We know that. And then the second direction is you're giving the manager discretion to set up a payment plan
Exactly.
with anyone who comes in and asks for a payment
on
plan.
a
You
case
give
case
him
by case
the-
basis.
The official authorization to do so.
Yeah. Okay. Now the public hearing is. Anyone want it? Now the public is invited to speak.
Hello.
Anyone who wishes to speak, please come to the front seats. Because this time when I close it, I will close it for real. Go ahead, ma'am.
Carmela Furman, 12530 Northeast 4th Avenue. I think the $20 credit is, it's coming from a good place, but I don't think that's really going to put a dent in a lot of people's bills. Unless your bill's $100, it's really not going to make your life any better. What I think we should be doing with that money, especially if it's going to be $200,000, is improving the services, a kiosk perhaps, maybe waiving the online payment fees. Just $20 isn't, I mean, again, for some people it might be a lot, but for when your bill is $800, I mean, $20 is just, what are you going to do? And I'd like to hear that there is some customer
Please,
service.
no clapping tonight. No clapping, please.
I like
Otherwise,
that
you
there
will
is
be
some
asked to
customer service
go out.
training going on as well, because I think that'll improve quite a bit, and it'll help people and the poor women behind that desk deal with angry customers, since we are customers in a way. And that is all. Thank you.
I'm sorry, officers, if there is any clapping going on, can you please identify the people who are clapping and escort them out, please? So we can
Judy-
continue with the meeting.
Judy Brown, 1100 Northwest 128 Terrace. I am here to say that I think that the $200, the $20, which would turn out to be $200,000 or whatever it is, I think that money should be used to really improve the whole system. The reading of the meters, to put in new meters, state of the arts with technology. We are so far behind. And every week, you know, every time there's a meeting, I'm coming and it's money being spent. And it's like, do you really see that we need to be caught up and getting our system up to par? North Miami Beach has put in new meters. It's a much better, you know, we're just behind. And this caused all type of problems with our residents. And people are just really overburdened with the mistakes of the city. And this continues all the time. So what I'm saying, I'm asking if that you would consider, we need to overhaul not only the courtesy, the way people are talked to, whatever, the communication, but the entire system itself. You can't, people are not reading those meters. They don't read them because we established that at the last meeting. It's all, you know, grown up, snakes are in there. People don't read that. And we know they don't read them. The citizens, we know that. We don't see them. So we need to really just think about revamping the whole thing and try to bring our meter system up to par. We live in an age of technology, people. Let's get on board. Thank you.
Very good. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, Kenneth Each, 776 Northeast 125th Street. I have 3 apartment buildings, 4 units each. I've been here 40 years. I like to get that $20 too, okay? I mean, if we're gonna give it to one, we have to give it to the other. I think your idea is nice, but it's not practical. And I certainly wouldn't give it to Biscayne Park. We're gonna give them Biscayne Boulevard. I wouldn't give them 20 bucks. They certainly don't need it, and I don't mean to be facetious, but truthfully, let's improve our water system. This is an enterprise system, and let's give the manager the discretion to work with people who fall behind. That's fair, That's humane and that's right. But to take $20 and to give it to every resident that's in the service area that has a single-family home, but not to give it to the rest of us who, I pay big bills. I pay like $850, it's just for a single family. I pay like $850 to $870 every 3 months for my water, sewer, and sanitation, plus my other meter that I have out there for irrigation. I pay a big bill every 3 months, almost $3,000. And then if I put it on my credit card, if you can only charge $500, they charge you $550. So if I want to use American Express, I got to pay like $11 more to put it on my credit card. So, you know, and I'm not complaining, but $20 is $20. If you're going to give it for one, you have to give it for all. And I know it's a magnanimous gesture, but, you know, it's not going to work. I would just give the manager the ability to work with people who do fall behind. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Barr, good evening. How you doing?
Okay.
My question is, I got 3 questions.
Name,
Question
name
number
and
one-
address.
Huh?
Name and address.
12550 Northwest 11th Avenue. My question is, for me, Councilman Alex, when you're talking about $20, some people obviously said no, others said yes, but to me, it's kind of inappropriate when you have a bill of $1,095. What $20 can do on $1,095? That's one. Secondly, second question, when you propose what the city manager proposed to work with credit, what happened then with all those other bills?
Well, that's why.
You're still gonna have bills because you fall behind, which, for the record, is the fault of the city, not the fault of the resident. But the resident have to pay the consequence of that mistakes or whatever it was back in the day recorded. But I still feel like we're not figuring out the big picture, because if I owe you $1,200 and you give me a credit, or you making me pay $20 a month or $30, whatever I can afford, I'm still going to be behind with the remaining bills that is coming on. Even if you put it up to date, I'm still owe money. And when it's going to be finished, then that payment plan. Third question for Councilor Keys. When you says it should be a legal document that people have to sign to make them accountable, then we should make you sign some document too, because at the end of the day, if we voted you in, you have to seek for the best for your people, not to make a pressure about legal document, because if we're going on the legal terms, we all should go seek for advice of legal ways, because the legal issue supposed to be fixed in both ways. We're here to negotiate. In the negotiation, I don't see no interest of you saying, oh, let's do this. You're saying, let's hold them accountable. What make you think me as a resident, I'm fall behind with $1,095, I'm gonna sign a paper to you for $20?
All right.
Or for a credit line. It
Thank
don't
you.
make no sense. It's ridiculous. Thank you.
Silvia Maiolo, 800 Northeast 124th Street. I believe that we live, no offending anybody, but 50 or 100 years behind in this city, because it's a lot of things that they are not regulating up to the day. I think this money is better to use just to improve a lot of things for the city. $20 is not a big amount of money, but altogether you can do some change inside. And my bill of water is about $250 to $60 to $80 or $90, sometimes, all depends. But I try not to use a lot of water, because a lot of people in the world, they need water, and because I love this planet. And to use a lot of water is just to destroy.
The $250 is not just for water, Ms. Mayor.
I mean just, but it's including. I pay $250 or $80, including the water. It's just maybe $30 in water.
Yeah.
Maybe. And it's, but the most important is you can use to improve everything much better. It will be great. And another thing that I have is because the city needs somebody who has swimming pool in their house, because the city knows who has. just to check up, because I feel very bad when I have to tell that somebody near to me has the pool in very bad condition. Then I went 1 week, and I went 2 weeks, and I signed the paper. Then my daughter will go and sign another paper next week, and nobody check. And we have a big problems with mosquitoes today. Then what happened?
Okay.
Who respond that? You have to check all the swimming pools. Thank you.
I think I heard you say we are 100 years behind.
People, huh?
100 years ago, there was no running water in the U.S. And we are running water now. We have water bills.
Good evening.
And
My
we
name-
have to be realistic when we speak.
Good evening. My name is Marlene, and I live on 1195 Northwest 134th Street. And I receive a water bill, $510 for the water bill. When I received the text about $20, I said $20. If we look at on the park, Benjamin Franklin Park and Pepper Park, is a disgrace. The park is not clean. And the $20 then to give it to us, make sure to clean the park, garbage all over the place and everything. And I visit other park, it's totally different. We need help, and we need to get our together and get our city clean together. And also, I receive on Keto 510, I receive a relation notice about I park my car in my lawn. My first car got broken, my second car got stolen, and my third car I had to park it in the street. And they told me if I didn't park my car inside, if I don't park my car outside, I will receive a ticket and get a plus $510 for the water. So when I went to the city, when I went to the permit to get a permit to put a driveway, they told me if I need to cut the coconut tree, I asked the guy. The guy told me I have to pay $500, and plus I got to get a permit $35, plus I have to do the driveway. So I wonder if I need to park my car outside to get stolen, and I don't have transportation to go to work, and I wanna know what to do.
Okay, that's for the manager to address afterward. Thank you. Next. How you doing?
For you, good afternoon. That's my question. I'm living in the 100, my address 810 Northeast 135 Street.
And your name?
I'm living over here for 21 years. My bill,
Can you give your name too for the record?
my name Richard Attilis. Richard Attilis. I'm living for 21 years. My bill never come down. You cut my water for $1,100. I got a 1 week, no water. I live in for 1 week, no water. Like when you send them another bill for me, you send them same bill, same money. But I got a 1 week, no water. You still charge me for no water. I don't know what can I do. The second question, I asked what program you have for the people living to North Miami. Because some people need situation and they about here to fix something whenever. I need to what kind of program you have for the people living to North Miami.
You can sit down. I think the manager just went outside, and the utility manager. Yeah, she will come. When she comes back, she'll get your information.
Good afternoon. My name is Berta Emmanuel. I live in 12550 Northwest 11th Avenue. I've been living for 22 years. I never have any problem that I have now. Last year, I paid $2,000 for water. And now, I just pay a bill in February, the last bill I paid. They said they're going to turn my water off. So I pay it completely from zero. Now I receive a bill for $1,095. And I'm not even working now. Plus, if you make a plan, you know, like you say, you're going to give me a credit, you know, to pay every month, I'm still going to pay $1,095. I mean, I don't know what to do. And you all sit down, I don't hear anything to say, you know, like, you're going to solve the problem. If, by giving me a credit every month to pay $20 or $30 or $50, that's not going to help me.
I'm sorry, Miss. How old is your home?
125.
No, how old is it? Do you know what year it was built?
1949 or something like that.
Okay, so
I don't have no leaking.
You sure?
No,
That's what.
If you want to check, you could come in and check.
Because the city can go and check for you.
Yes, because last year when I come in the city for the bill for $2,000, they say I have a leak. I pay a company come in and check. I have no leak. And this year, I paid my last bill in February. I think it was $600 or $700.
Okay.
And then when I pay it, they say that's the last zero. Now is $1,095.
Okay.
And we in 7 months of the year that I supposed to get to bill. And I already pay.
Okay.
I don't understand it. And my second question is about the grass outside. We put and grass, whatever you call it, outside. I used to pay somebody to cut my yard for $20, $25. Now I have to pay $60 to cut the yard, the grass that you put outside. We put it, we don't put no sprinkler, we don't put nothing, just put it for me to give me more work to do. Believe me, I think people want people to get so upset like we do in Little River, Little Haiti. People get upset and all of them move. I don't want to move in North Miami. I've been there, my kids is born there, and I want to stay there. Please, do something to make me happy. At least I could get a smile in my face.
Mr. Manager, excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Why don't you ask Karen Frederick to get the information of those people?
Yeah, she will.
Then we can address that.
She
Especially
will.
the Creole speaking people over there.
Yeah,
Natasha doesn't speak Creole.
No, they speak English. Miss Prager?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Council, my name is Carol Prager. I live at 2509 Northeast 135th Street. I really cannot remember a time where an item was as shameful as this. This is an awful shame that this has been visited upon the residents of North Miami. And although you individuals are not personally responsible for what's happened here, you're left to come up with a solution. I'd like to say, Mr. DeSolme, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, sir, and $20 isn't going to help anybody, but I do get what you are attempting to do. But I'm going to get to my point. We have, by a lot of residents' estimation, a very talented and a highly respected city manager. We have a highly respected and very talented city attorney. And I would suggest this evening that you allow these two individuals to come up with a solution to this problem. And Councilwoman Keys is correct. There needs to be some kind of time limit on this, but the burden should not be on the residents of the city, the hardworking residents of the city. The burden needs to be on the city. And if these unbelievable balances are not able to be satisfied during the duration of what the homeowners own their homes, they go to sell, perhaps you take the balance of that and somehow it's put towards the sale of the house in some type of lien or loan or something. But the burden should certainly not be on the citizens of the city. So I would suggest, in my humble opinion, that you give it to the two gentlemen sitting up here who have the experience and the talent and the know-how to do this, and please not burn up any more time and cause any more emotion and any more stress for the citizens of the city.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Etienne Dibla Election. What now?
Give your address.
My address is
You have to give your address. Yeah.
24, 12, 16, 124. I'm fine. Okay, no problem.
He can speak Creole. I told him we'll
Okay.
translate for him. Go ahead.
Ok. Big Femme paraît là, c'était hier à 10h45, consulman des îles mettait une radio. Il t'a proposé, le City a dit que c'est $20 qu'il a retiré. Si on a payé $400, on a payé $1000 pour de l'eau. Et puis pour camper une radio publiquement.
Okay, blanc, blanc, blanc.
Non,
permettez-nous.
No, he's going to translate for you. He's
Okay,
translating
okay.
for you.
He's saying
La traduit pour.
Okay.
Yesterday, around approximately around 10:45, I was listening
AM.
to the radio, AM. Yeah, well, AM, Mr. Mayor. I've heard Councilman DeSoume was on the radio stating that the city was gonna try to help out and by giving residents a $20 credit. Go ahead.
Moi, j'ai un premier bill qui est dans la poche là, qui est $470. Et puis, consul maintenant dit pour retirer $20.
Okay, okay, Blanc.
Chaque morceau dit faut nous quitter le traduit pour.
I have a $400 bill in my pocket, and I only heard $20. Go ahead.
Ok. Consulman que l'alternant élection, il te dit pour de loi descendre, mais lui-même, la parliament, il dit comme ça, c'est $20 pour directeur ou bien chef, ça a retiré. Mais est-ce que le bon là, on a travaillé, là, nous avons fait élection, on a pris des peuples pour aider nous. Faut que nous-mêmes tous nous conscientisions.
Okay, Blanc, Fortin, Zabdia.
Okay.
And one of the council members, you know, when you run in different elections, they say different things. And one of the items were we were only directing the city manager for only deducting $20.
Mais auparavant, Bill de l'eau a pas monté au ça. Comment faire, pardon, gain 4 Haïtiens là et puis pour de l'eau a monté au ça.
Scott Galvin,
pas parler Paul ça blanc. Dis l'autre Paul là. Are you almost done, blanc?
Oui, faut répéter lui.
Non, non, pas dire pareil comme ça. Pas qu'il kata ici là. Pas qu'il kata ici là, blanc.
Open the water bill.
Okay, ma pareil, ma petite.
Okay.
Okay.
The water bill. I'm pay the water bill.
Okay, Blanc, pas de problème. Et Vice Mayor a traduit pour vous, il y a autant de tout ça. Merci beaucoup.
Non, Maïska, m'entendez, oui, mais jusqu'à présent, on connaît. En fait, bill là, monsieur nous là, m'a tout parlé nous, tout conscientiser nous, pour nous mettre tête nous ensemble, pour là nous parler encore, pour dire Haïtiens, t'es là, ils font bagaille pour le peuple là.
Merci en pile. Thank you. Perfect.
What did
Yes.
Mr. Blanc say, please?
I'll tell you after the meeting, Carol.
They said we are here, we ought to do something for the people. So that
Robert Husted, 1150 Northeast 123 Street. Premièrement, merci pour le discours. Deuxièmement,
oui.
Le terminologie blanc, je suis offendu. Offendu.
Offensé.
Just so anybody knows, there's a term in Creole, blanc, which means white, which is for somebody of light skin in Haiti. And this gentleman.
No, that's his name. That's his name.
That's
Blanc,
his nickname.
yeah,
Blanc.
that's his name.
Blanc, I'm sorry.
That's his nickname. That's his name.
Yeah.
I've been called Blanc.
No, that's his name. That's his nickname, Blanc. Yeah.
Now you can't say that we are not having fun. I guess public hearing is now closed officially. Anything?
You know, I do. Well, Mr. Mayor, yeah, we are having fun. This particular resolution, first of all, Ms. Prager not here, but I really wanted her to hear this. There's nothing shameful about this resolution. As a matter of fact, there's something shameful about us trying to accommodate. See, people, when you are in government, I'm in a position where $20 is not enough for me. And a lot of the folks who came and spoke, $20 may not do nothing for them. But we have people in this area, in this city, who are on food stamps, who are
Fixed
needing
income.
Fixed income. I told the city manager, I said, Mr. Manager, whatever you will work out, we will understand, because you understand the problem. Because we have to realize something. We here trying to help, and this is the best that we trying to come up with as a government, as a policymaker. Everybody bills is not the same. If you don't want the $20, I have a program that I am working with the city attorney. And I've been working prior to this problem. And this program is to establish a utility fund that's gonna help folks down the line who needs help paying this bill, but you're gonna have to go through a qualification process, et cetera, et cetera. If this resolution passed tonight and you are one of those fortunate, I would hope when this resolution, or when we put this item together, you will donate this money back to the city. But keep it real. There are people in this district, they call me. I have folks, I have to take money out my pocket to help them buy water. So $20 may not be nothing for you, and there's nothing shameful when you can't put gas in your car. But $20 is something for a lot of people. And if you don't want it, Mr. Manager, I'm pretty sure the North Miami is open, and all of the folks, you could write a check right back to us if this resolution passed, and help your neighbor. Because it's, you know, I'm sick and tired of people thinking about themselves. We need to think about others in this community. We are one where you can't help somebody. The gentleman with the 1900, I have those too. We all have them. That is the second part of the resolution. Authorizing this man, and just like Ms. Prager say, yes, he's capable. That's why we designed the second part of the resolution. Authorizing him to work with those of you who might need that help. We're not giving him any other authorization. Oh, I'm sorry, I see Ms. Prager in the back. But we are giving him authorization to do that. But the first part, if you don't want it, if you are able to get it, if this resolution, and I hope I get the support of my colleagues, bring it back to us or give it to your neighbor. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, just
Go
a couple
ahead.
of quick questions. A couple of people in the audience addressed a couple of items I wanted to bring up real quick. Have we fixed our billing system now so that we will not have this issue going forward?
The procedurally, yes, we're getting the bills out, the staff is working, and we're supplementing staff. We've added some additional individuals to help process. You know, a lot of things were brought up. I don't know if I should address them now about updating the system and all that
Well,
stuff.
and that was going to be my next question, though, and modernizing the system. Do you have plans, or are you getting ready to? You've only been in the position for 6 weeks or so, so I can't expect you to have fixed everything. But are you looking toward a modernization, wireless meter reading, those kinds of things?
So you, as an astute council, have already approved
Yeah,
the
over
contract.
a year ago, we approved
and
that.
We did
the
that.
contract
New
is.
meters for.
I checked in this week. The Kimley Horn is the one that's working on the RFP. The RFP was, I think, is 99% done, and it'll be going out. In addition to that,
And that RFP is for the wireless
for
meter reading.
to go out and purchase and implement a
New
wireless water meter reading system. And I have an update about the alleys. Somebody brought up not being able to read, and that was brought up last week. And glad to report, we've already started cleaning alleyways. So
But hooray.
But
Okay, let's vote. Let's vote on tab G.
can we finish, Mr. Mayor? I have a question for
Before we vote?
the city manager.
Go ahead.
And how much money is gonna cost the city, the new meters? Because people said we haven't doing anything.
I don't have that. Well, let me say this. The city already financed the cost of that because you
For the new
borrowed,
meter, exactly.
you borrowed $25 million to do the improvement of the entire system, from the water plant all the way down to the AMI. I don't know where the AMI will come in. I think it's a couple $1 million that are already, this council already approved the budget, you already borrowed the money, and it's literally just us going through the process, and I think I've been keeping you all abreast of the progress, so.
All right,
Okay.
let's go vote.
Mr. Mayor, I have a proposal about
Tab G.
About tab G. And you said $20 from the overall bill for one bill, right?
Yeah, one time.
Or the two bills that we did?
It's a one-time.
Okay.
I wanted
Why
more
don't we give them a $50 credit from a sewer credit instead of $20 from the overall bill?
I'll leave it to you.
Mr. Mayor, $50, sewer credit from
So-
that bill. Because we're talking about giving people money.
That's a half
No,
a million.
well, no.
That's a half a
Miss
million dollars.
Brown said $20 not gonna help.
So,
But when you are talking about the alleyway, it's the responsibility of the residents. But you ask the city to do it for you. We are spending money on doing that. That's spending money, the alleyway. To clean up the alleyway, that's the responsibility of the resident. But the other day when you came, no, that's not my point. But Ms. Brown need to understand sometime when you come and ask for something, we are spending money the same way those people are asking for the credit of $20.
May I say
No,
something?
no,
May I say something?
I'm just remind you
Yeah.
about that.
Councilman Bieneme, I would so much rather help our residents in a different way, because the more we give in this resolution, the more we take from our system, our enterprise funds, to help alleviate the problem, and the more money we are giving outside our city and giving to people who, hopefully they'll donate back, but
The sewer credit gonna go only to the residents, right? Not to
no,
everybody.
to residential, which includes
Some area
we,
anybody in unincorporated.
just so we're clear,
Go ahead.
the city of North Miami utility, water and sewer utility provides water and sewer service to both in-city and outside city residents.
Okay. But in some area, you provide only sewer service, not
Yep.
water service.
Yep, that is true, but we have both in and out of cities on both
From,
sides.
from the 9,000, how many people are out of
It was-
how many homes? It can't be
Miss-
that much.
Mr.
Maybe 1,000,
Vice
somewhere
Mayor,
around 1,000 accounts.
when we're talking about the overall credit that we give to residents throughout the year, if we calculate everything, sometimes it's more than 200,000. Based on some people that we're gonna give $800, $1,000 credit, $600 credit. That's when I will, but
I would warn not to compare those credits. Those credits are elite credits that are standard amongst all utilities around the country, pool
Oh.
credits and things of that nature.
Okay.
This is a different,
Okay.
this is a very
Okay.
different situation. I wouldn't compare
But,
those.
but I do
I will
like
make
your
a
idea.
friendly amendment to your motion, instead of $20, to give them a $50 credit to the sewer for that bill.
Do we need a
second.
motion? Oh, no, I
make-
second it. Oh, I need.
No, it's an,
Discussion.
It's discussion.
yeah.
For discussion, Mr. Mayor? I would be in favor of the $20, but I don't want to, compound it to go to the 50. So I'll be opposed to the 50, but I'll be in favor of the 20.
Can we do a little
No, the
agreement?
amendment is on the floor. No,
Can
the
we
amendment
vote
is
it
on
in-
the floor.
I mean, can we vote it in two
We're gonna-
parts? Because, I would go along with your 50, which I don't think is the right way to do it, the right way to help our residents. I would go with the 20, but 50 is spending $500,000. We really need that in our enterprise funds for.
To do what?
To pay for more service, to pay for more meter readers, to make sure that we are on time,
We have
customer service.
new meter readers. He's
I
giving
mean,
back
I-
what
I leave
they've
it up.
been
I
paying.
leave it up to our budget director
the
of finance.
residents.
We're taking $500,000 now out of our enterprise fund.
But we just
and
took-
it's not all going to our residents. It's going to people who do not live in North Miami. There's got to be a better way to help our residents than giving it outside our city.
Mr. City Attorney, how can we make sure the residents?
Okay, can I make, as we discuss it, can we leave it as is?
Listen, can we discuss that?
Well, no, we're discussing it now.
It's
to
on
see-
the floor, it's already on the floor.
No, but are we discussing it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do, trying to come
But
up
you
with a
already
solution.
support it.
No, I know, but we are losing 2 members here, so I'm trying to come up to a, what they call it.
You
a-
wanna
a-
withdraw your?
No,
your
that's
second
not what
amendment?
Mr.
No, we are
that's what-
discussing
yeah, we're
your
discussing
amendment,
the amendment,
Mr.
your
Councilman.
actual amendment, to see if we could come up to a compromise. Mr. Attorney, I'm all for North Miami. So, is there any way, or do we have to do it through resolution? If we leave this resolution as this and additional, up to the discretion of the manager, those who need it, and the extra up to the 30?
What are you leaving? What is it that you want to leave to the
To
discretion
make,
of-
the 50.
The
You know,
the
we're
additional
giving him-
discre-
Do we have to give him an amount to?
Honestly, I mean, it's up to you all. My recommendation is that he not be given the discretion to change the amount. I mean, the amount should come from you all.
No,
He shouldn't make-
we know. We will leave the resolution as is, but I'm saying within the authorization that he has within his power.
Right.
He could decide whoever he wants to give it to, so.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, that's what I'm
no,
asking.
Okay, can I, let me just ask if we can do this. What we were about to do was, with the proposed resolution, initially, it was about a $200,000 bill. The amendment adds another takes another $300,000 from our enterprise fund. Is there any way to establish a fund of maybe $250,000 for hardship, for
We-
enterprise, for those with a
that's
hardship?
the-
Because what we're doing is we're giving $50 to a lot of people who don't need it.
Okay,
and
that's-
people out of our
that's-
city.
Okay, no, I like
You
that.
change it, yeah.
No,
That's
Mr.
what is
Manager,
better.
you need to speak now.
Yeah.
And you can't have 10,000
it.
people
Mr.
coming
Galvin,
in.
I think you're
That's-
gonna be happy
yeah.
with this.
Honestly, we've got too many people speaking over each other. We're going in too many different directions. I was okay with the simplified version proposed tonight. The more confusing this gets, the more you're losing me. So
Well, we
if
don't
you-
wanna lose you.
Well,
Th-
but
this
that's
is-
what I'm
but
saying.
no,
But
no,
now
but-
we're talking about funds for hardest hit
No,
and stuff like
which-
that. You know, that's not what was advertised. That's not what
Which
was
we know.
proposed. If you want to pull it and have something else come
No.
back, okay. But if you're looking to just throw out A
No.
and come in with W right now, I can't support W.
I totally understand, but what I'm saying is, what Councilwoman Keys made make perfect sense, so it's up on administration to come up with my resolution as soon as we could do that, and that will solve the problem to residents only, because my resolution only talked to North Miami residents, where we will
Yeah.
even get a little bit more from what he said. So Councilwoman Keys, you would support something like that? The program that Natasha, it's been almost a couple months, it will be hardship, it will be resident only, it will be only to
I
our,
don't know that you can do resident.
you
If
can,
it's
through
coming- if
my
it's coming-
program.
If it's
Guys,
coming
one
from.
at a time,
Okay,
please.
if it's coming from, well, I'll ask the attorney, if
Mhm.
it's coming from our enterprise fund, I don't know that we can do
Not
that.
enterprise, no.
I mean, I'm,
Can I?
wherever it comes from.
Through the mayor, may I? And not to, I guess, advertise it, but what the vice mayor has asked us to do is develop a program that would help hardship hit individuals help pay the utility bill. We have some parameters and some frameworks around how we would do that, how it would be administered, and it needs to be away from our utility fund. It has to have
Yes,
nothing to do with our
utility.
enterprise fund. It would be a separate,
Absolutely.
separately operated situation, and we'd have to fund it. So,
Which will be good. Well, I
Right.
didn't know now, but now that's a good way. So
Okay,
we could solve
so-
it like that if we, and that would only talk to our residents who have hardship, and they'll have to provide driver license, resident to establish, and it will only be, I think we talked about with the attorney, only one time. You can't come back and get this every time. It'll be one household per year, whatever the case is. So we'll come back with more details.
What's the period of time? I mean, we're gonna leave this open, like 5 years from now, somebody can come and they. For how long?
I mean, I would suggest that we do it maybe probably to the end of the fiscal year and cap it at that. So that's 90 days from now. 90-day period to come in, make your request, process it, get all the payment plans done, and move forward. Because as we get into the new fiscal year, we want to start clean. We want to be able to move forward.
If I understand, your recommendation will be to adopt the idea of Councilwoman Keys or to pass that one?
No, we will pass this as is, and I'll come up with the other resolution at another
What you
time.
say as is, I have a motion on the floor and you second, you're gonna withdraw your second?
No, I don't want to
Okay,
withdraw
So
my
you're
second.
keeping it at 50?
Yeah.
We
My
will-
motion is on the floor, it's
Then-
already been second.
Then
Let
we're
me-
not gonna do 50 to everybody and then,
No,
and a special, I thought you were gonna leave it at 20.
Yeah, let me withdraw my second from that, because I like the other idea better, and leave this resolution as is.
I don't understand.
I'm leaving it as is,
You
and then.
withdraw your second?
I withdraw my second, yes.
Okay. My motion instead of $20 is a $50 credit from the sewer. And that's my motion.
Do I have a second to Council Bieniema's motion? Motion fails for lack of second.
I'll make a motion on the original tab as presented, a $20 credit.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve tab G as is. That motion was then seconded by Councilman Dezume. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Item passes with a 4-1 vote. Tab H, discussion and approval of proposed date for first budget hearing on Tuesday, September 6, 2016, and second budget hearing on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016, and set a tentative millage rate.
Through the mayor, council, we hosted a budget workshop a few weeks ago where we discussed some of the preliminary assumptions and process that we're going to be going through. We wanted to bring back this discussion item to let you know that we did get our final preliminary proposed millage rate, which went up by about $4 million from the number that we presented that day. So it added maybe about $60,000 of additional Avalon revenue to the various scenarios that we showed you. I just wanted to bring forth the discussion that based on our trim compliance process, we want to set our millage cap at 7.9936, which is the same millage as we have today. What that means for the council is that will be we cannot go any higher from that millage rate and only can go lower. And I know we've talked about some different scenarios below that based on our increase in Avalon base. Additionally, we wanted to get your concurrence to set the 2 budget hearing dates so that we can send the notice, our trim notice out through the county. For the first meeting would be September the 6th. Second meeting would be September the 20th. Just so I'm clear, and I gave everybody the same briefing, what that means is we will have 4 meetings during the month of September. Every Tuesday there will be a meeting. I know that's a bit onerous, but we're here to serve, so.
Okay.
Move approval of tab H and the recommended dates.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to approve tab H as is. That motion was then seconded by Councilman Bieniema. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote.
Question for you, Mr. Manager. You just putting the children's trust, well, I don't see the children's trust, but the school board and date, you just putting those dates on there, not necessarily we have to attend.
No.
On the
We,
calendar.
by trim, we're required to take a look at what the school board does in the county. We cannot, we cannot host our
Conflict.
meetings on those days because they're
On those
countywide.
two entities.
Right.
So the trust doesn't count, just those two? The
Just
school
those
board and
two.
the okay,
Just those
perfect, thank you.
Okay, now we have a special announcement or
Well,
update.
it's really just an update. I just wanted to take it out, or if you allow me to do my manager's report, one item out of turn, I would appreciate it, Mr. Mayor.
You want to do your report now?
Yes, sir.
Before Citizens Forum?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to leave early?
I want to stay as long as you do.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Councilwoman Keys asked me to give a quick update on where we were with the annexation process. I think probably in large part in response to quite a number of emails that she received, I personally received over the weekend. You know, from my perspective, you know, we did do 2 public discussions about my request to be able to move this process forward with the county. Since the authorization that was provided by the council as a whole, I have communicated both to county staff, which is the mayor's office, the chairman of the county commission, and our district commissioner's office, the approval that was done by the authorization that was given to me by the council, and my intention to remove the conflicting area from our Biscayne Corridor annexation request. That modification has been accepted, and on July 19th, there will be a public hearing, not to consider the city's applications, but rather the Biscayne Park application. Based on the authorization and direction of this council, we will not be there to advocate for that application. We are remaining silent to it, and we're just working with the county staff on our modification, which would be the east side of the Biscayne corridor application, which is moving forward. And we expect to have a meeting. We should be on committee sometime in the month of September when they come off a break. So just wanted to give that update to the council and continue my commitment to transparency. Thank you.
Citizens Forum is now open. Anything you have on your chest, please.
Good evening, Council. My name is Robert Houston. I live at 1150 Northeast 123rd Street. And I was here at that council meeting where the city manager was given the authority to proceed and negotiate. That does not mean capitulate. This came out in the Sunday Herald for everybody to see, a public hearing at county, at which my neighborhood is basically being thrown under the bus. It will allow Biscayne Park to come through my neighborhood, since Biscayne Park has no road access to their proposed annexation. Last night I looked at the proposals both of North Miami and of Biscayne Park, and I saw where ours was flawed because it only considered the commercial area and it did not include residential areas south to 116th Street. If I go to this county board meeting next Tuesday and say that they do not endorse, they're going to say, well, the city removed their objection. So I'm asking the city to reconsider, revise, and resubmit a proposed annexation to include the residential areas from the Florida East Coast Railroad track south to 116th Street, which would satisfy the county's needs for residential annexation. In addition, I have all the homeowners associations in support of asking the city of North Miami to support its residents over those residents who are not part of North Miami. Giving this up to Biscayne Park is basically saying to my neighborhood, sorry, we threw you under the bus, we're doing this for political reasons, and tough luck. As a resident of North Miami who's been elected, your job is to look out for us, and I don't see it. Thank you.
Good evening. I only have 2 minutes. My name is Carol Prager, 2509 Northeast 135th Street. My presence here this evening was to support Robert Houston's statement as the president of the Arch Creek East Neighborhood Association. We object to this as well. We are capitulating for political reasons. You are not looking out for the residents of North Miami. You do not have our approval to allow this to go forward. We want you to remember that. You are our representatives. You were elected to represent the citizens and the residents of North Miami, not Biscayne Park and not the County Commission. Mr. DeSalme, I would like to personally apologize to you, sir, for the misunderstanding. No, sir, look at me, please. You misunderstood what I meant. I did not mean that your resolution was shameful, sir. What I meant, sir, was the situation in general was shameful, and the situation that was being put upon the residents, that was shameful. Please pay attention to what we're doing here this evening as a unified group of homeowners associations. We have elections coming up, and we are going to remember this one.
William Welsh, San Souci, 1180 118th Road. It is shameful that the county government would demand and bribe and bully us to give up this annexation. This is, Donald Trump has says our government is corrupt and inept, and this is proving it. How do we support a county that won't do business because we won't give up what we have legitimately applied for? This is a very corrupt system, and most of our council seems to be addressing and adding to this corrupt system. By not supporting your voters, you're giving in to the county, and you're just becoming another political corrupt group of gentlemen. Please support your citizens and what we want. This is a dangerous situation, having other police forces come up and down our city streets to drive into their city. They have no access, and it's going to create a huge problem. And if it was coming through your own streets, I think you would have a different attitude. Please reconsider your stance on this annexation.
Bob Pashon, 13005 Coronado Terrace. Besides the hardship this annexation by Biscayne Park places on several of our North Miami communities, it doesn't do any good. The idea, everybody that looks at it says this makes no sense at all for a city that is not touching any part of the land they want to annex. What seems to be in play here clearly is Biscayne Park's need for dollars because they can't support themselves. So this is a tax grab, which I think the charter doesn't allow. And we've walked away from this in some negotiation for land that we want someplace in the city, and I think by doing that, we've done a disservice to our own citizens. Please reconsider your decision.
Alina Medina, 1270 Northeast, 124th Street. I think this is a very shameful political maneuver, and it's like a slap in our face. We don't agree with this. It should not go forward. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Annie Montgomery, 2082 Laurel Lane. What I'm going to say, and what I say many times, is not political correct, but I'm not a politician. This city has been held hostage by one particular city commissioner, county commissioner, that we know of. I think she attended the meeting here tonight, the CRA, and was because she wouldn't allow us to get the CRA, continue the CRA. That was part of it. And we are on our third city manager on this application. Mr. Johnson put the application in. We had Aleem, which continued it. And now we have a new city manager, which I thought was going to continue our application and fight for our residents. And I believe he got that authorization from our council to go ahead with the discussion. I didn't know it was to cancel to withdraw our application. This is very upsetting. It's upsetting to the residents, to all the residents in each district. This is not an east-west problem. This involves our whole city. Please reconsider. Thank you.
Judy Brown, 1100 Northwest 128 Terrace. I'm from Sunkist Grove, the CMA district, and my councilman has said time and time again about our residents and the lack of income that they have, that You know, we really need, some of our residents really need help on fixed income. So my thing is that I'm asking my council to reconsider this and think about the revenue that will be lost by going forth with this the way it's stated. We need that money. We need that money for the city. There's so many things that needs to be done. We just talked about sidewalks and resurfacing streets. So why are we gonna give up money, revenue? It doesn't make sense. And residents of Sunkist Grove stand with the other homeowners association and asking that you please reconsider this. Thank you.
Kenneth East, 776 Northeast 125th Street. Okay, Prendergast, he went to jail, political boss. Bosch Tweed, New York City, last century. Tammany Hall, Carmine DeSapio. Now we have Sally Heyman, she's our political boss. She dictates to this city what you should do. You have a backbone. You are our representatives. And to hold hostage the CRA is absolutely disgraceful. You have been intimidated and you fell for it. Listen, I've been here since 1970. I am really angry tonight when I heard this. This is total capitulation. This is not democracy. This is intimidation by a county commissioner that comes up here and dictates to us. I get to look at a Biscayne Park police car going through our city, patrolling Biscayne Boulevard. Mayor Scott, you guys fought against having these cameras out there. Now you're going to have Biscayne Park setting up a speed trap on Northeast 16th Avenue to make their money. If we have an accident on Biscayne Boulevard, we're the ones that have to take the heat on that. It's our people that suffer out there, not them. They live in a Tony community over there, and if they can't manage their budget without taking that land out there, then something's radically wrong with them. They should either dissolve the city, merge with us, or go back to the county. But that annexation is as part of North Miami as the city hall is, okay? We put in for it. And why did you capitulate? I don't know. But I went down to see Sally about a year ago. I couldn't get in to see her. I spoke to one of her assistants, and I brought this up about our CRA being held hostage. If this is what it is, then we take out a full-page ad in the newspaper and we fight it. I'd rather go down. If we lose the CRA, fine, but we go down fighting. That's the democratic way. Folks, when I was laying out there on a battlefield in Vietnam and I thought the NVA were going to capture me, I didn't surrender. I didn't give up. I was wounded 3 times. I fought for this country. I fought for democracy. I love this city. This city gave me a home when I came back from the war all shot to hell. I could live any place I want, including Biscayne Park, but I'm living here. And to see this city just capitulate is wrong. We made some bad decisions in the few years that I've been here. One was with Municiport. That was an innocent mistake. We had no idea it was going to end up on the Superfund list. We brought in Swerdlow. Boom. He screwed you the second time around. And then, okay, we went to the 4-story height moratorium. We made some bad decisions.
We hear you loud and clear.
This is wrong. This will go down 40 years from today. People will wonder why this council and this manager made this decision. This is wrong.
Thank you, Chief.
Carmela Furman, 12530 Northeast 4th Avenue. I'm here to basically stand in solidarity with the other homeowners association. I am the treasurer of Know Me Neighbors, and a couple of things that I see that we see wrong with what's happening here. Number one, the loss of revenue. We're always talking about how we need money for this, money for that. How much money are we giving up by losing these 2 commercial properties? That's a question. Anyone?
Through you to the public, it's common practice that we don't engage in back and forth
okay.
during this point.
Okay,
The-
no
it's the
problem.
manager's,
No, that's fine.
The
That-
manager's
that
purview to
would've-
answer the question at the end of the.
Thank you. Well, that could have been stated instead of silence.
Go ahead.
But,
That's why I
I'll
jumped
use-
in there. I was trying to
thank
just,
you.
since you're not here often,
Thank
I
you.
just was
Thank
jumping in
you.
with that.
Also, it's prime location. We're giving up prime location on Biscayne Boulevard. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like, yes, we're gonna have this little part of North Miami be Biscayne Park, and then we're gonna have the police from Biscayne Park have to drive through the neighborhood. Oh, but if something really bad happens, who's gonna respond? We're gonna just stand aside and let the buildings burn and say, oh, Biscayne Park, you gotta come over and take care of your buildings. I mean, it just makes no sense, and it really is almost like you're just being strong-armed. Like, you are being strong-armed into saying, well, we'll give you this then if you let us have all that. I mean, why? Like, you represent us. You represent the people that elected you. And like Ms. Prager said, yeah, elections are gonna come, and the associations aren't gonna forget. Thank you.
Good evening.